In this video, I'm going to be showing you the all-new accelerated graphics feature that's available as part of Revit 2026 Tech Preview. This feature promises to make working in Revit so much faster. Let's check it out. Now, quickly, before we jump into Revit, I would just like to ask you to check out my website, balkanarchitect.com. I'm going to link it up in the cards above and then also down in the description of this video. If you're serious about mastering Revit, this is definitely the best place to be. We are an Autodesk authorized training center, and we offer over 140 hours of content dedicated to all of the complex and interesting topics inside of Revit. Now, without any further ado, let's jump straight into Revit. And here we are in Revit, and I have the sample architecture project opened up. And what you're going to notice right away is that in Revit 2026, we have this new weird button happening over here. So this is the Accelerated Graphics Tech Preview. Now, in order to be able to use this, you need to make sure that some settings are checked on. So go here to the File menu, go to Options, and then go to Graphics. On the Graphics tab, we have down here Accelerated Graphics, and you have the option to enable Accelerated Graphics Tech Preview, and also you have the option to show it on screen, so that's over here, or you can have it in the right-click menu, which I'll show you in just a second now. So just you need to make sure that this is enabled here, and also if you don't want to see it here on the screen anymore, just change it from here to here. That's pretty much it. So anyways, I'm just going to click OK. So now, if you turn this off, you just right click and there you get Accelerated Graphics Tech Preview. So you can access it either this way or that way, whatever works for you. Now let's check out how it works and what it does. So here we have this 3D view. I'm currently in realistic. We have the shadows turned on, and if I orbit around, I do have a very fast machine, but we can still see a little bit of lagging. Also, when I'm kind of zooming in and out, it can lag a little bit. So that's basically what's going on. Now, when I turn on the Accelerated Graphics Preview, we get this little pop-up, click OK, and now it's going to turn on. Now, what you're going to notice right away is the fact that it changed the kind of the view mode. So here it was in a realistic view mode, and it just dropped down to shaded. That's because the Accelerated Graphics Tech Preview doesn't support realistic, and it also has many other limitations, which we'll talk about a bit later on. So now if I try to orbit around, you can see it's extremely fast. It's actually, I think it's like 60 frames per second, which is, I think, too fast. I get a little bit dizzy when I do this, so I think it's amazing that we're getting to a point where you can orbit this large of a model and get dizzy because it's doing it so fast. So I think that's really, really cool. And yeah, that's pretty much it. It's going to work in the 3D. If you open up one of the floor plans, you can also turn on Accelerated Graphics Preview. So click on, and there we go. So yeah, it's going to work a lot faster than it usually does. So there we go. Works in 3D, works in 2D. Now let's talk about limitations, and there's a lot of limitations. So starting off, as I said, it doesn't support realistic view mode. It is going to support other view modes like this, going from shaded or consistent colors or hidden line or wireframe even. So it's going to support all of that. And then if I go to graphic display options, what you'll notice is that, yeah, shadows, they're not going to be supported. Sketchy lines, nope. Depth queuing, not going to happen. So all of these things are not going to be supported. Also, for your lines, line patterns and line weights are not going to be supported. For 2D plans, for example, underlays and halftone options will not work with the accelerated graphics. Going back to the 3D view, you'll also notice that the transparency options are not going to be working properly. If you want to bring in a point cloud or coordinated model, that's not going to work. However, if you link Revit, that Revit link is going to be available with Accelerated Graphics Preview. In addition to these limitations, also drafting views and legend views are not going to be supported. And when you go to Sheets, accelerated graphics is not going to work on Sheets. So just don't use it in Sheets. And finally, when you export a view, so for example, if I wanted to export this 3D view, it's not going to do it under accelerated graphics preview. So it's basically going to export it without the accelerated graphics preview. So this is just something to be mindful of when working with this new feature. So overall, I like the feature. I like the fact that it makes Revit so much faster, which is going to be extremely helpful when working on large projects. However, all of these limitations just mean that you're really only going to be using it for 3D views with large models where Revit is lagging. For everything else, I'm guessing you're just going to use just a regular Revit graphics. So there's a lot for Autodesk to do to make this actually work properly with all of Revit's features, but I do think it's a step in the right direction. And please tell me in the comment section below, what do you think about this accelerated graphics tech preview? Are you using it? Do you think it's a good feature? Are you annoyed with the fact that it isn't working properly or that it has all of these limitations? Yeah, please tell me all of that in the comment section below. Also, if you would like to get access to all of my Revit project files, those are available on my Patreon page. I'm going to link that up in the cards above and then also down in the description of this video. Thank you for watching, guys. Make sure to check out my website, balkanarchitect.com, for more Revit courses. There I have over 120 hours of content, and I'm adding more each week. Make sure to subscribe for more videos, and also I've added a video over there that might interest you as well.